Greetings, everyone. My name is Tony Forman. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the TFS, the Tony Forman Show. It's a pleasure to be back here with you after a little hiatus. I have some personal uh, business that I had to take care of, but I'm back. I'm back with you. It's a pleasure to be back with you. It's always good to share information with other individuals of like mind. And if you're not of like mind, then you will be educated. There's a lot that is going on in the news, administration. People are hurting. There's lying being done. They're telling us one thing when we know it's another thing. And as constituents, we must be aware of what's actually going on. Now, I don't know everything, but I know what I see. I'm skeptical of what I hear and very careful of what I share. Yet and still, if you find something that I've stated is not correct, fact check it and get back to me and let me know that I committed an error. Now, we had I believe Jack Smith come on the floor of Congress to testify on behalf of himself. He's being accused by the Trump administration, or DOJ, I say, of several things, and he came to clear it up. When I read up on some of the things that he said or that he spoke on things like that he has proof that Trump actually incited the January 6th insurrection, that he had actually hid some of the documentation that he had come in possession of when they went to Mar-a-Lago. And there were several other things. You go and read it for yourself. It's public. But that's just one of the big problems that we have today. One of the major problems is this whole thing with the ACA, what they called aptly Obamacare. Republicans have always claimed that they had a plan, and you'll disclose it later. I was during this administration months ago, during the campaign, and even back during Trump's first administration. To this date, they have not come out with an answer to the replacement for the ACA. As such, there are thousands upon thousands of people in the United States that are going to lose their health care benefits because these people don't want to extend the ACA. 4 Republicans signed on with Democrats to extend the ACA. And in the Republican Party, they're going crazy all of a sudden. I don't know if he did it yet at the time of this recording, but Mike Johnson is supposed to announce the replacement. Now, mind you, this has been going on for quite a while now, to the point of being ridiculous. Why? It is. It has been reported that the majority of states where the ACA has been subscribed to and is helping people at is in Republican states. I believe mostly in the South. Don't quote me on that one. But I believe that's the way, especially in Mike Johnson, the speaker, in his own neck of the woods. But yet and still, these people are following the playbook of Mr. Trump, and regardless of what not passing that extension is going to do to people in need, regardless of party affiliation, regardless of color, creed, or state. It is horrendously insulting to the American people to have to deal with these shenanigans from an administration that doesn't really care about anybody else but the wealthy. And look, you can get mad at me if you wanna, but the proof is in the pudding. The fact that Republicans have turned on the executive orders of Mr. Trump. And according to Marjorie Taylor Greene, the chickens are coming home to roost. It is evident that something is not right in the kitchen. The pot is getting spoiled with the food that the president is trying to feed us. When are the American people going to come out? Oh no, let's reframe that. In 2026, the Democratic Party has already proven that, excuse my bagging, has already proven in few elections that have taken place that we're going to overturn the control of the House and the Senate that this administration has over the American people, of a government over the legislators that should be voting on certain issues instead of dealing with executive orders that cause disorder, that cause chaos in the United States of America. It's up to us, people. This is a government of the people and by the people, governed by a constitution that is being ignored by the current administration. When it comes to circumstances like the one with Venezuela, you got to ask yourself, what is going on there? The Supreme Court has become oblivious to the damages that this president is costing our United States of America. They are puppets of the president. There's got to be some new legislation, some new regulations to take away the power of the Supreme Court. And when I say that, when you're there for as long as most of these people have been there, they become lackadaisical, tired of doing the work that they do. Now, let me be clear, it's not all of them, but Alito, Thomas, Kavanaugh, they do the president's bidding. A couple others too. That doesn't help America. The Supreme Court there is there to maintain the sanctity of the people of the United States of America by voting to the benefit of the American people under the Constitution of the United States of America. In other words, they have to follow the Constitution, not Trump. And as y'all very know, they're following Trump. Hesed has been lying. Trump praises him. Trump chief of staff did an interview. She said some truth, and now she's trying to back out of some of those things that she said. Well, we all know it's true. A lot of the things that she said, we know already. You understand? We know. But they're trying to walk it back. And supposedly, Mr. Trump supported her in what she's saying. But you got to understand, that's being done so people would believe, because remember, it's smokes and mirrors, people would believe that he's okay with what she said. I don't think so. And neither should you. Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. We have to be prudent in our thinking, our thought processes. Don't let yourself be hoodwinked by lies. Trumpians who don't want to lose their white supremacy go along with the shenanigans of what's going on. The job market is actually at its lowest. He's trying to get rid of the whole entire building or agency where climate control is being monitored. Why? Because he wants you to believe the climate change is hoax. Well, let me ask y'all something. Do you really think it's a hoax? Look at Washington, the state of Washington right now. What happened in Virginia? What happened in North Carolina? Must I go on? Was that a hoax? Look at what happened with FEMA. They're trying to get rid of FEMA. Is that a hoax? The elite, the 1% in America, wants to defend their eliteness the supremacy, the control over those cities, those counties, and those states that have a majority of people that are in need. They do not care about you, about me. Heck, they don't even care about my producer, Connell. So imagine.
Hey everyone, we want to thank you for watching the Tony Forman Show, the new Tony Forman Show. You can catch us on your favorite audio podcast or video podcast platform every Wednesday at 10 in the morning Eastern Time. That's when we drop. So once again, thank you for watching the new Tony Forman Show on your Cannis Media Network.
Thank you everybody for watching the Tony Forman Show. I hope you had a fun time listening to that. This is Wednesday from the Cannis Show. We are always dropping an episode every Thursday at 7 p.m. on all podcast platforms and stuff. So if you want to hear about a lot of progressive, hot leftist takes and just yelling about how the burning of our world sucks, well, also sprinkling in a little bit of gaming and comic book news whenever it comes out pretty cool, just come over here.
Hey everyone, I hope you're enjoying the Tony Forman Show. I also want to remind you that our anchor show, Coffee and Conduce, with Jenny and I, drops every Wednesday. Right, Jen?
It's one of the things. We got some new exciting shows coming to you this year with Cannis Media, and we want to definitely promote this. We got Tony Forman and another host, and exciting new looks at especially the Latinx Hispanic community. They're very relevant to that, just like coffee originally was. And tune in, check them out. It won't hurt, and see what you think. Give us some feedback.
All right, continue to enjoy the Tony Forman Show, but also jump over and watch Jenny's show on Two Queers in a Truck, and also our show, Coffee and Conduce. Bye, y'all.
Mm-hmm. Bye, y'all.
So if they don't care about Connell, they don't care about you, and they don't care about me, do they care about themselves? Well, guess what? They're rich. They're the 1%. They live on spacious land, and they were being told, excuse me, that there isn't enough land, that we got to embark on a population control agenda. Listen, if you travel across the United States, let's be clear. Open your eyes. There are people that control thousands of miles of land. You go past the picket fence, and there's a gate, and that road goes up and up, miles sometimes, before you get to the homes of these people that own that land. But they want to enact population control agenda. There is a chokehold on the cities that are democratic cities, i.e., New York, Chicago, Detroit, in Illinois, Ohio, Baltimore. The list goes on. LA. And that's where ICE is being sent. That's where they're sending the army to keep a chokehold on these cities. Why? It's called the midterm. It's called overturning the grasp that the Trump administration, because it's not the Democrats and the Republicans. It's the Trump administration with the help of the Supreme Court. The only way to beat that is for us, and y'all know, if you guys been following me, whether it's on my page, Tony Forman, Educating My People, whether it's on the Tony Forman Show, or Instagram, wherever you find me. If you follow me, I always advocate against an administration that wants to keep us captive. When I say captive, he's boasting about they're going to go back into Chicago. The people are asking him to come back to Chicago. It is a travesty that a president that comes from New York, that knows how tough it is in New York, finds it necessary to alienate the big cities just because they're Democratic. To whose advantage? It is not to the Democrats. See, as long as he attacks the Democratic states that will overturn the hold that Mr. Trump has on the legislators, specifically the Democrats, representatives, the Democrat senators, he will continue to move in that direction until he has achieved the purpose of Project 2025. You guys forgot about that. You guys forgot about Project 2025. How soon we forget? Those that forget the history are bound to what? To repeat it. So do we want to return to a time in history with black people were slaves, when there was no civil rights for people of color? And with that, by default, other people were able to take advantage of the Civil Rights Bill, like Latinos, Africans, Italians. Remember the Chinese, what they did to them? The Greeks. All these people took advantage of the Civil Rights Bill. Today, some of those people from those diaspora, because we're considered more white than anything else, are not being forced to leave the country, to be picked up by ICE, to be denigrated. People that work hard, like immigrants, and I'm going to put all the immigrants in one bag, okay? When you have only Latinos being deported you have a responsibility to ask yourself, why only Latinos? Well, I'll give you a hint. Latinos are the fastest growing minority in the United States and in certain parts of the world. In New York, all the cities, I'm not going to go down the gambit again. In the cities that I mentioned, primarily New York, blacks and Latino run government. What does that mean for this administration? You remember the woke mentality? Well, they don't want you to be woke. And in all fairness, some of you are too damn sleep. You fall for every and anything that these people tell you. Because it sounds good. Well, it don't sound good to me. It doesn't sound good to me. I don't fall for anything unless I research it. So you do the same, damn it. And don't let yourself be fooled, hoodwink. As Malcolm used to say, you've been bamboozled, hoodwink. You've been took. And that's a damn shame. That Malcolm X said that like in 1964. And today, some of you are still letting yourself be bamboozled, hoodwinked, and took. Because you fall for the stupidity of this administration that only benefits them. It don't benefit you and me if you look like me. And yes, I'm an Afro-Latino. Proud to be and call myself an Afro-Latino. I am proud to be on both sides of the Latino and the Afro-American side of the population. I'm very proud because, you see, it puts me in a very unique position. Where I get to take advantage of, I'm trying to be careful here so you won't get the misunderstanding, of the privileges that our history has to offer to those that are still sleeping. Because I'm wide awake, baby. I am wide awake. I was watching a program, I believe it was on YouTube, and it was talking about Dominicans. And are Dominicans black? And I'm reminded of my grandma, Miss Louise Illich, that I used to sit with all the time, and she used to tell me stories when I was a kid that had me identify and know exactly who I am. And I knew at a very early age, like everybody in my family, that we were black Dominicans. My grandmother was born in 1886, I believe it is. So she was part of, I believe, the Jim Crow era. Don't quote me on that. I didn't research it. But she was there when slavery was on its way out. She was there. She didn't want us to be how you call it? She didn't want us to be victims of the same mentality. Though unbeknownst to her, we were still going to be fighting that victim or post-traumatic slave syndrome as we were growing up. As a very inquisitive child, I found it incumbent upon me to get to know who I am. So that's why I always have found that I'm not anti-white because I don't have hate in me, but I'm damn sure pro-black. So in the program that I seen, this person, she said that the narrator said something. That was the first thing that I was like, I'm not going to listen to this, but I did. He said that the Tainos were in the Dominican Republic. La Hispaniola is the name of the whole island because, La Hispaniola is divided into Haiti and the Dominican Republic. The Haitians are the closest things to Africans on the Western Hemisphere till this day.
Hi everybody, this is Yorense from the Esperake Show over here. All I'm here is doing a little quick PSA. Use this summer to do volunteer work. Go to your nearest YMCA, go to your nearest homeless shelter, go to whatever community services or programs that you can help out and volunteer. Because right now, we have a bunch of fascist pieces of shit trying to rip apart our country and rip apart the people, our communities by spreading hate and bigotry. The best way to combat it is, one, working in your community and standing strong to show that you are strong and you're here to help out others. Two, combat misinformation. If you hear bullshit, first research and make sure if it's true or not. If it is not true, call it out. If it is true, get the facts. Be knowledgeable of it because it might come out later. So always stand against that. And three, fuck fascists. Stand against them. Make them feel uncomfortable. There is too many people out there feeling like they can say the hard R or say slurs or be violent. Make them understand that a lot of people die to make sure this hatred and bigotry does not exist. All our civil rights workers, all the people who stormed Normandy, everybody who fought against intolerance and hatred, they died and worked their asses off to stop this. So follow in their footsteps and stop this madness. This is Yorense again from Esperake, and all I can say is be there for your community and stand up for what's right. Fuck fascism and have a wonderful day.
And what the narrator said, and my antennas went up. He said, when Christopher Columbus came to the Hispaniola and discovered the island, now you know, I got to take my glasses off for this. Now you know there were going to be quite a few lies coming from that. You cannot discover a place where there are humans there. And those of you that still believe that Christopher Columbus discovered America are a bunch of damn fools. Do your research. From the Dominican Republic to Jamaica, Trinidad, Tobago, Barbados, all the Caribbean islands, going into South America with the Incas, all the relics that were left in South America that let us know that Africans were there way before anybody else. The pyramids, it is evident that their aim is to keep us deaf, dumb, and blind. Well, open your eyes, my friend, because that's what I plan on doing. So I stated the beginning of this episode. I have been dealing with some personal situations that I had to take care of it, but putting it in God's hands, we will be moving forward accordingly to have more regular shows. It's not my producer's problem. It's my problem. He gave me $1 million check and said, you got to do this next production. So I gave it back to him, and I told him, nah, you keep it. You keep it. Let's get a studio where we could do this at. So, I mean, when I do things, I put a little facetiousness in there. Sometimes we gotta laugh when things get a little monotonous. But moving forward, people, we have to wake up. I don't understand. I can't comprehend how Black America went up, they turned their back on Kamala Harris. I guarantee you, irregardless of what happened with Joe Biden, that's another story. Kamala Harris was the best person to be the president of the United States of America for all people. Today, a lot of you are bitching and you're talking about what's going on and how it's hurting you, and it's your damn fault. Because you didn't pay attention and you let a con artist, hoodwink, take you, handle you like you were a puppet, and you voted for him. Now he's laughing all the way to the bank. Y'all know what he did with the ship that they confiscated from Venezuela. I've been a little busy, so I haven't been on the news like I usually am, or social media. So I'm not backed up on the news, but there's certain things that I haven't been able to capture. But he said he's going to confiscate the oil. Put two and two together. Now, Venezuela has a large amount of oil under its land. That's a fact. Look it up. The United States, at this moment, according to certain polls, has doubled the deficit, especially since that man has been in the White House. Him and his cronies, the people that support him, the people who benefits, even Elon Musk, still to this day, is benefiting from all the carelessness of the President of the United States of America. This man, if you're like me, you're not rich, you're not barely making it, but you know, you might be struggling a little bit more than usual. And it's gonna get worse. I guarantee you that. It's being announced. You gotta pay attention. Stay awoke. You have to be concerned that and aware that if we don't take control of the House and the Senate in 2026, we'll endure another two long years of this foolishness that some of you are responsible for. And I'm going to keep telling you that until you get tired of it. I'm going to keep telling you that until you do your research. I'm going to keep telling you that until you realize that we can't make the same mistake again. We cannot fall for the stupidness. As a matter of fact, a lot of you that come from neighborhoods like the one that I come from, East New York, Brooklyn, that come from Harlem, come from parts of Chicago, places in Illinois other than Chicago, Detroit, neighborhoods like where I come from. You know, it's always been a struggle for us. And we know why. Because our communities have been heavily deprived of resources. Now, y'all know, part of that circumstance is our fault because we don't vote the right way. You have fools that'll tell you, that look like you and I, that the Democratic Party was the one that put us in this situation. And the Democratic Party from way back was against, was for slavery and this and that. Listen, people, do yourself a favor, look it up. The Democratic Party of today is not the Democratic Party of yesteryear. The Democratic Party switched ideology with the Republicans in the 1960s. And if I'm wrong, I'm close, but I think I'm right. Do your research. Do yourself a favor. Educate yourself so that in 2026, you will not be made a fool of. You will now not, I reiterate, will not be made a fool of. Y'all know the meaning of insanity? It's when you do the same thing over and over again and expect different results. If you have been sick and tired of being sick and tired of following a fool, you're insane. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Disclaimer, my sentiments are my own. At 71 years old, I've been through many battles. I understand a lot of things. I know how a lot of things work. After working under a congressman as his district director, Congressman Adolphus Town of the 10th and 11th District, respectfully, former congressman at Town, and dealing with a lot of issues in Washington, dealing with a lot of issues in my community, being gifted with many awards bestowed upon me because of my community work, because I was very heavily engaged in my community. I have an affinity for community. I understand what people like you and I go through. God gave me the will to be helpful, and I'll continue to do so. I understand more than a lot, more than others, how government works, why certain things happen. I know how to navigate government from the federal government down to city council, which even some people in city council, the county, people in the legislature, representatives and senators, they're there and they themselves don't even understand. Thank God, coming from a federal level and being as tenacious as I've been to learn, a person that came to the United States not knowing a word of English, and I was thankful to become the recipient of a BA, a master's, and a second master's. My BA was in theater, it's in theater. My master's is in school psychology. My advanced certificate is in school psychology. And I have credits in administration and supervision. I need about 9 more credits to become a school administrator. I've dedicated my life to helping people, and I will continue to do so for as long as I live. I give honor to God. I give honor to my mom and all the people that stood beside her as the pillar that I stood on. My covenant is to help my people, and I will not deter from that. I could tell you some of the things that I do, and I don't require money. It's not about money. My reward is knowing that somebody is all right. And they tell me, thank you, Mr. Foreman. Thank you, Mr. Tony. You don't know. Years after they come back, you don't know how you helped me. It's because of you that I'm standing here today, a proud person, a product of my society. Give your number and I'll give you a call back. My producer won't. He does a million things and he just doesn't have time for that. But I will respond. My email is A as in Apple, E as in Edward, Foreman, F-O-R-M-A-N @gmail.com. Talk to you later. Thank you so much. Have a good day. I want to thank each and every one of you once again for watching the Tony Forman Show podcast. And I ask that you like, share, subscribe, follow, and by all means, come back for our next showing. It'll be on social media. Thank you so much. Hey everybody, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. Thank you for being a part of my world, and we'll see you next week for the show.